Yeah, I just did a video on connecting the dots. You know, when I was a child, actually, I got this. It was like a notebook, and inside that notebook was all these little challenges of connecting the dots. And you first start off, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and you just got to draw your, lines between these dots. And somewhere from the beginning to the end, you go, oh, I know what that is. That's an elephant or a giraffe or a car. And then you get the color it in, with appropriate colors for, for an elephant or a giraffe or whatever. And to me, this is a perfect analogy of what's going on in the world today. But it's obviously a lot more complicated. It's a lot harder. And people just don't seem to be able to connect the dots. Connecting, because there's a lot of dots, like ICE, Trump's army. You can connect that dot directly back to the DOJ and Donald Trump. And then you go from Donald Trump to Netanyahu. Now you're starting to get somewhere, and you're starting to realize a little bit. You're not ready to color it in yet, though, but you're starting to realize there's something that doesn't make any sense. So you can connect all these other dots, like invasion of Venezuela, Gaza. Then you find out about the Talmud. And you connect that dot back to Netanyahu. Then you learn about the Ashkenazis, the fake Jews. You connect that dot back to Netanyahu and Donald Trump. Because a lot of people don't know this. Donald Trump is an Ashkenaz Jew. He joined in 2017, went to the Wailing Wall, okay? He's done everything that Netanyahu in Israel wants him to do. So, and you can connect dots beyond that. It's just you will eventually run into a dead end, because all these people, as bad as they are, as obvious they are, they're still puppets. They just don't really know it, But a lot of people have been able to connect those dots back to the Jesuits, the Black Pope. Now, when you get to that high into connecting the dots, you will start running into dead ends, because those people, see, the greatest miracle the devil has ever done has convinced people he doesn't even exist, even though his works are so obvious. And we got people running around all over the place. Not only can't they connect the dots, but they're in total denial of what's happening around them and happening around the world right now. Are things getting worse? Absolutely, nothing's getting better. That's all by design. It's all by design. There's some more dots right there I just mentioned you can connect. The economy. And connect that to get back to Donald Trump and all of his BS promises, the Epstein files, his whole campaign platform. No, he hasn't done any of it. He's a fake. He's a phony. But he truly believes that he is Messiah ben David, the Jewish Messiah. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. That was the first real big indicator who this guy thinks he was. And there's all kinds of other dots that have yet to be connected. Over and out.